Hello, and welcome to just another Mod of the Month showcase video. This time around, taking a look at the best Morrowind mods released in March of 2021, and, obviously this is a bit behind schedule, but March was a fairly active month for the community, with 103 new Morrowind mods getting released, including quite the variety of landscape, city, and town overhauls, as well as quest mods, and just a ton of new items, weapons, and armor mods. Today, we'll be taking a look at the top 4 of those mods, as decided by all of you in our online poll. Normally, that would be the top, the top 3 mods, but once again, there was just a bit of indecisiveness with the votes, and there was a tie for second place. So, here we are. In any event, we do have a new online poll for the best mods of April 2021, just down below, so, please do go vote for that. And you'll also find down links and timestamps down below as well. So, with all that out of the way, let's begin with our Mod of the Month for March 2021, which this time around is the Stonewood Pass Reworked by RandomPal. A modernization and reworking of Magic Windows 2011 mod, Better Landscapes Stonewood Pass. This mod is a new vision of just an old classic, utterly transforming the landscape between Caldera and Balmora, turning it into a more scenic mountain-like pass to walk between these two cities, with picturesque bridges, lovely waterfalls, spiraling rocky heights, and just quite a bit of detailing. While the original game had basically nothing of interest on the road between Balmora and Caldera, aside from a single stone arch, and also a corpse, this remaking of the terrain and landscaping here is just far more interesting to travel and climb through, making this route into a proper adventuring experience. Like I said before though, this is a remake of the 2011 original, and mostly what this remake does is simply reduce some of the clutter a bit for, improved FPS, replace the original rickety wooden bridge with a new stone one, make the whole thing just feel a little more lore-friendly by removing the pine trees from the original, and generally making this road feel fairly well traveled, since it is between two rather important cities of trade and commerce. Without question, this is just an excellent landscape overhaul, turning what was once a dull stretch of road into just a proper adventure, adding a bit of variety and scenery to the landscape of the West Gash, and it's arguably one of the best landscaping mods from Morrowind, at least as far as the West Gash is concerned. Given all that, it's no wonder it was chosen to be our Mod of the Month for March 2021. But moving on, we have 2 mods tied for our second pick for the Mod of the Month, including first up, Taddeus' Food to Tamriel by Taddeus and Danae. Truth be told, this is actually just another modernization, and indeed, March was a fantastic month for mods that modernize older classics. In this case, this is a modernization and extremely trimmed down version of Necessities of Morrowind, made to be used with the far more recent Ashfall survival mod by Morrowind. Basically, this cuts out everything that newer mods have done better, from the original Necessities of Morrowind, and only keeps the new food and drinks, the various shops, food outposts, and caravanners that Nom originally added to the landscapes of Morrowind, as well as the new drinking wells and water pumps, water barrels, recipe books, and oven recipes, which you can, still use to make food. There's a few other things included here, such as the NPCs from the original Necessities of Morrowind, with their own unique dialogue talking about the various kinds of new food that you can buy or make yourself. But for the most part, this modernization is just, for those who want to use newer, modern mods like Ashfall, Beautiful Cities of Morrowind, or the Publicans, but also want to keep the content from Necessities of Morrowind, Since Nom added quite a bit to the game world, far more than just, survival mechanics. And so, if you want to maximize the amount of content in your game, while keeping modern gameplay and city overhaul mods, this is simply the best way to do so. As such, it should come as just a little surprise that voters picked this as our second choice for the Mod of the Month. But as I mentioned, there was a tie here, and our second choice for the Mod of the Month for March 2021 is Quarra Clan, Vampire Legends, OpenMW and Vanilla, by Queenkeely and SpiritTauren. Now, this one will probably come as a bit of a surprise, because, unlike the other mods in today's video, this is actually a bit of a modernization of an... I think I'm starting to see a pattern here. March was apparently a really big month for modernizing old mods, but anyway, this one in particular is a bit of a modernization of Queenkeely's Underground Sedanine home mod and an expansion to Jonathan Nash's Quarra Clan mod. In any event, like the name might imply here, this mod adds a new quest line for members of the Quarra, Vampire Clan, involving an underground home in Sedanine, with a splinter faction of the Quarra Clan, and about 18 new quests for you to do, mostly involving this underground abode. You'll first be tasked with, with dealing with an infestation of ghosts and other ghoulies that are currently occupying the abode, but as the questline progresses, you'll be able to use this mana as a player home, as well as see new changes and additions made to the interior, and new NPCs pop up over time. This is a fairly decent-sized questing and content mod, and given the lack of content aimed at, vampires in the vanilla game, it's certainly just a rather nice addition for vampire characters, and given all that, it's a little surprise that voters picked this as our second choice for the Mod of the Month. Finally though, moving on, we have our third and final pick for the Mod of the Month, which this time around is none other than Wands by OperatorJack. And at long last, we have a mod that's actually not a modernization of an older mod, but instead a fully new items mod that adds at least 14 new different kinds of wands to the game here, which come in a variety of different kinds of enchantments. These magical wands can be found in level loot lists, so you can buy them from merchants or potentially encounter them just out in the wilderness somewhere. And these are fully functional magical wands. Simply give them a swing or a swish to cast a spell, just like a real wizard. Finally, you can live out your fantasy of casting magic missile with a wand. But no, really, these wands do mostly have offensive enchantments, so they'll fire off fireballs, or poison blooms, or ice balls, or little orbs of lightning. Though that said, they're mostly just a temporary measure, since after a few uses they'll lose their charge, and you'll need to switch to a primary weapon, so, not exactly great in a long-term fight, but in the short term, they are pretty useful. But anyway, just taking a look at all these new wands here, there's again just, quite a bit of a variety of different types of wands, some of which come unenchanted, so you could just add your own enchantments if you so desire. And for the most part, they fit in pretty well with just existing weapon sets in the vanilla game. You've got Nordic, Bone Mold, Dwemer, Steel, Talvani, and other kinds of wands that you can collect or, enchant, and they all just look pretty great. Really, I'd say this is just, the best kind of items mod, one that adds new stuff to the game, but, in a way that makes sense and merely enhances the game without detracting from it. And that's arguably just, what makes it our third and final pick for the Mod of the Month for March 2021. But anyway, that's our last mod for today. So as always, downlinks are just down below, along with a new online poll for the best mods of April 2021, so, do go vote in that. And real quick, I would like to just, take a moment to thank our patrons for making this video possible, including Area 5 / Sunballmean, Billy Fighter, Queenkeely, Cyprinius, Danae, Deliant, Danina, Yame, Alcazo Castornau, Julian, Langastier, Macbone, Melkor Dog, Null Cascade, Old Navy Twidget, OperatorJack, Port Hughes, Poyuholo, Rissalith, Shooter, Circuit Cat, Stiff Kitten, Telvani with 1,000 nicknames, and two-timing Trauma Root. If you'd like to join them, check out our rewards, including early access, behind-the-scenes content, and access to polls to, decide what kind of content we showcase. Visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/morronmodding. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay safe, stay healthy, happy modding, and I'll see you all next time.